Support for Radio Friends comes from La Brunerie Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact La Brunerie Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, April the 11th. I'm going to introduce you to Kelly Hill, and Kelly Hill is with us from CASA. We've had you on before, but there may be some folks out there who are not familiar with what CASA is, so explain.
Yeah, so CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate, and CASAs are specially trained community members who volunteer to advocate for a child or maybe a family of children who are in the foster care system because of abuse and neglect.
Mm-hmm. When you say advocate for them, they actually meet with the children, they meet with the family of the children, and then they go to court?
Yep.
What are they telling the judge in court then?
So the CASA volunteer's role when they're on a case is really to become an expert on that child and family and kind of all of the areas of that child's well-being, from education, development, medical, all the things that would go along with that child's life. And they report to the judge on how they're doing in all those areas and maybe what services they need to address any issues they might be having. They talk about how they're doing in their placement and whether that place that they're at is a good place for them. They also make recommendations on, the permanency plan for the child. As
to whether they will return to their biological family or not.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Do the CASA volunteers make that decision, or does the judge make that decision?
Ultimately, the judge. But we're a part of a team, and everybody on that team, gets to give their recommendation to the judge.
Yeah. April is a special month set aside for this.
Right. So April is National Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month. So it's a month that we at CASA use to help educate the community on how many children are in foster care because of abuse and neglect, and how folks can help those kids by being a CASA.
How many kids are in foster care?
So in Boone and Callaway counties, the 13th Circuit, last year there were over 720 children in foster care, which was a pretty big increase from the years before. The average was about 650 a year.
Do you think COVID had anything to do with that?
It probably played a role in some of the factors that go along with child abuse, but it's kind of hard to nail that as a specific reason. But certainly the economic stress plays a role with what families
700 and some odd kids. Mm-hmm. How is it? We're almost out of time here, but how is the decision made to take a child away from their family?
Well, that is a role that the Children's Division and the Juvenile Office work in together, and there's a lot of factors they look in. But ultimately, if they aren't able to get services in place to keep the child safe in the home, safe from abuse and neglect, then they remove that child. They do try to get services in place so that the children can avoid coming into foster care. But so the children that are coming into the system really have experienced some serious things. So in April, we have two things. We have another training class starting April 19th. Mm-hmm. So if there's anybody interested in becoming a CASA, they can visit our website at homcasa.org to apply, to submit an application so we can interview you before the class. We also have an event on April 21st called Lights, Camera, Take Action. We're showing a film at Ragtag called Removed, and it talks about, it shows the how to navigate foster care through the eyes of a child. So.
All right. Thank you. For more information, it's homcasa.org. Yep. Heart of Missouri CASA. Yep. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me again.
Please come back again.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to talk about the elections that happened. Marilyn McLeod with us, the League of Women Voters. Good to have you here, Marilyn.
Oh, thank you so much.
What do you want to deal with?
Well, first, if I may, I wanted to, in the name of the League and myself, is to give a little shout out to everyone who voted and to all of the candidates who ran, whether they won or not. They put themselves out there to run for office, and that's an amazing effort that they've taken, and I think we all should congratulate everyone, whether they won or lost, for their effort.
It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
If you don't win, it's tough because you put so much time and effort and yourself into it. And if you win, well, you got a long road to hoe too, because now you asked for it and you got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What else did you want to mention?
Yeah. Well, also do a little shout out to people who work the polls. This is sort of an unsung heroes that they're there. Those long days, it's an amazing long day, and they are also participating in our democracy in a great way. So thanks to them.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're on this positive note with this, Marilyn. But on the other end of it, I wish that more people would get out and take advantage of this right that we have in this country, because if we're not careful, we could lose that right.
Yeah. People take it for granted.
Yeah, we do take it for granted, but we can't. It's important to get out and exercise your right to vote.
Absolutely. So again, if you voted, thank you. And remember, there'll be more elections coming up.
Yeah, so when are the next elections?
As far as I know, it'll be August will be a primary.
August, and then there will be the November election.
Right.
And when you think about it, these November elections, even though it's not a presidential election, these November elections are very, very important because it could determine which way the country goes with Congress.
Right, exactly. All those congressional seats. Yeah. And of course, we're still in the process of redistricting for Congress. So, yes, there could be some interesting changes and important. But I also would like to share that the League and the library will be co-sponsoring a program on Tuesday, April 12th at noon. And it is on the Sunshine Law. And it will feature a professor from the journalism school, Kathy Kiley, and she'll talk about the Sunshine Law. And people may say, what's the Sunshine Law? And that's actually kind of the basis of our democracy. It's about our government should be transparent in their efforts, and the citizens need to know what is happening.
Yeah.
And so open meetings, open records. So the Sunshine Law is very important.
It is very important, but sometimes it's difficult to get every part of government to go along with that Sunshine Law.
Right. That's why we need, minimally, we need to have the law.
Okay, so that'll be tomorrow. What time?
At noon on Zoom. And you do need to register for it, so you can go to the library's website or the League's website.
Okay, so the topic will be the Sunshine Law. Marilyn, thank you so much for coming by from the League of Women Voters, and thanks for everything that you do.
Right, thank you.
Okay, out of time for today. Something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu.